8 engagements, 7 couples on screen, one still together almost a year later. One, and here's the part that is going to make you pause this video and go check your phone. Because it is not the couple most people are rooting for. It is not the dramatic love story the show kept pushing to the front of every episode. It is not the couple with the explosive chemistry or the toxic ex drama or the period tracking app or the altar breakdown that broke the internet. It is the couple that Netflix sent to Malibu alone, while everyone else went to Mexico. The couple that production could not afford to fully film. The couple that may have recorded parts of their own relationship on their own phones because the camera crew was not always there. Vic and Christine, married, still together. Almost 1 year later. And the most ironic part of this entire season is that the show barely gave them the screen time to tell you why. Let us fix that right now. Okay, 3 things you are going to find out in this video. Number 1, the full Vic and Christine story, from the pods to Malibu to the altar, including the detail about why they were sent to California alone while every other couple went to Cabo, and why that decision, which the producers framed as a budget constraint, accidentally became the most honest thing this show has ever done. Number 2, why Vic and Christine are the only couple from this entire season that was ever actually built to last, not because they are perfect, but because of one specific thing they did differently than every other couple on this cast. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Number 3, where every other season 10 couple actually stands right now. The full results, every altar outcome, every split, and the one couple that got married and is already over that is going to hit harder than you expect. Subscribe right now if you are watching season 10. The finale drops Wednesday, March 4th on Netflix. Okay, let us start with the most underrated love story this show has produced in years. Victor St. John and Christine Hamilton. Vic is a 35-year-old assistant professor of public policy at Ohio State University. Christine is a 32-year-old speech-language pathologist from Hillsboro, Ohio. And from the very first moment they connected in the pods, before they could see each other, before they knew anything about how the other person looked, before any of the physical chemistry that dominates most of this show's best moments, they were doing something the rest of this cast never quite managed. They were being fully honest. Vic told Christine things about his childhood in the pods that he said he had never told anyone. Christine brought Vic to her hometown of Hillsboro, a place she said she used to be embarrassed about, and showed him the bowling alley where she spent her teenage years. She told him she worried sometimes that she was not good enough for him, that she asked herself why he would choose her. And Vic said something in response that I think is the most quietly significant thing any man has said on this show in years. He told her she was a well of love. And then he looked directly at her and said, I can't see her, but I see her. He wrote her a poem in the pods, a real one, not a greeting card sentiment, a poem about who he believed she was before he had ever laid eyes on her. They got engaged at the end of episode 1, the very first couple, before anyone else had even fully committed. And when they finally saw each other for the first time, Christine looked at him and said, You are the best thing I have ever seen. And the internet collectively melted, and then promptly forgot about them, because the drama was elsewhere. But wait, because here's the production detail that changes how you see this entire relationship, and most people completely missed it. Stay with me. Every other engaged couple on Love is Blind Season 10 went to Cabo, Mexico for their post-pods romantic getaway. 7 couples in one resort, cameras everywhere, unlimited drama opportunities. It is one of the most reliable content generators the show has. Vic and Christine did not go to Mexico. They were sent to Malibu, California, alone. Just the two of them. No other cast members, no mixer drama, no pool confrontations, no Alex telling Brittany she was more his type, none of it. And the reason, which showrunner Chris Colin confirmed to Entertainment Weekly, was budget. Flat out. The production could not afford to send 7 couples to Mexico, so they picked one couple to go somewhere else, and the couple they picked was Vic and Christine. Colin said they told the couple before the trip, We love you. We want to follow you. We want to be with you back in Ohio. And he framed it as giving them their own individual romantic getaway. But here is what is actually interesting about that decision. By sending Vic and Christine to Malibu alone, away from every other couple, away from the gossip and the cocktails and the competitive energy of the group trip, Netflix accidentally created the perfect environment for this specific relationship to deepen. Because Vic and Christine did not need drama to be interesting to each other. They needed time. They needed quiet. They needed space to be exactly who they were without an audience. And Malibu gave them that. They cooked together. They talked about their faith. They talked about raising interracial children and what that would mean for their family. Vic took her to his classroom and told her he pictured her stopping by campus for lunch. She fed horses with him and told him about a part of herself she had never shown anyone. While everyone else was at a pool bar finding out their fiancé had told another woman she was more his type. And then, there is a second production detail that is even more telling. Multiple sources and fan theories online have pointed out that a significant portion of the Vic and Christine footage throughout the season appears to have been filmed on their own phones. Not by the professional Netflix camera crew, by themselves. There are two theories about why. The first is that production simply did not have the resources to follow 7 couples with full crews throughout filming, so they gave some couples less dedicated coverage. The second theory, and this is the one that is gaining the most traction, is that Vic and Christine wanted to live together before the wedding, but their Christian faith meant they preferred not to. And so there were stretches of their relationship that played out privately, outside of the show's traditional apartment structure, and they documented it themselves. Either way, what it means is this. Some of the most genuine moments of their relationship happened off camera, unfilmed, unedited, unreconstructed for Netflix narrative needs. That is not a weakness in their story. That is the whole point of their story. Okay, I need you to focus right now because this next part is where the title of this video becomes the most important thing I am going to say today. Love is Blind Season 10's only real couple is not the one you are rooting for. And by that I mean, most of this season's audience attention and emotional investment went to the couples with the most visible drama, Ashley trying to make Alex work, Jordan figuring out what it means to become a stepfather overnight, Mike and Emma and the children question that would not go away, Brittany and Devonta and the prenup. These are the stories the show gave us the most time with. These are the couples whose confessionals we heard the most. These are the relationships whose problems were aired the loudest. Vic and Christine were quietly having a completely different experience in the background. A relationship with no dramatic production moments, no late-night blow-ups, no cast trip confrontations, no changing stories about an ex in another city. Just two people, getting to know each other, deciding to choose each other, and then following through on that decision every single day since. Christine posted an end-of-year Instagram recap at the close of 2025. She did not mention Love is Blind. She did not mention Vic by name, but she wrote, 2025 challenged me, changed me, and loved me more than I could have imagined. Grateful for it all. To God be the glory. Read that again. Loved me more than I could have imagined. From a woman who filmed a relationship on a dating show in 2025 and was not allowed to talk about it publicly. That line is about more than a year. That line is about a person. And then, Vic was spotted over the summer, wearing what appears to be a wedding ring. And according to Reality Receipts podcast, the most reliable spoiler source for this show, Victor and Christine are still happily married and have been for almost a year. Now let me give you the full season 10 results, because the contrast between what happened to Vic and Christine and what happened to everyone else is the whole story. Chris and Jessica never made it past the apartment phase. He told her on camera he was struggling to find her attractive because she does not do Pilates every day. Gone. Miguel and Elisa got engaged and split so fast their story was cut from the season entirely. She confirmed publicly that he ghosted her after announcing he was moving to Tampa. Their 8-episode arc became 0 episodes. Brittany and Devonta never made it to their wedding ceremony. They split before the altar. And based on reporting, it was not a peaceful or mutual decision. That ending had real pain in it. Connor and Bree also called it off before the altar, but theirs was different. Connor told Bree that her direct and honest communication was something he had never experienced before, and that it made him more excited about their future. Bree said she hoped it was not a no forever. There are whispers that those two are still in contact. That is not confirmed. But the door they left open was different from every other couple's exit. Emma and Mike. She said yes. He said no. She knew it was coming and walked in anyway. No marriage license, no wedding. Ashley and Alex. The altar confrontation that the finale preview teased all season. No completed marriage license in Columbus. Ashley walked away. And it was the best decision she made all season. Jordan and Amber. They said yes, they got married. There is a completed license. And then, according to Reality Receipts and multiple sources, Their marriage broke down after filming ended, described as very tumultuous in ways the show did not air. They said yes on their wedding day, and it was already over before the season finished editing, which leaves Vic and Christine, married, still together, almost a year in, spotted with a ring, confirmed by the most reliable source on this show. One real couple, out of 8 engagements. In 10 seasons of this experiment, that number never gets easier to sit with. Here is my hot take, and this is the one that I think is going to divide the comments. The reason Vic and Christine are the only couple that worked this season is not because they had fewer problems. It is because they were honest about the problems they did have before the problems had time to grow into deal breakers. They talked about raising interracial children in the pods. They talked about faith and family and what they each needed from a partner in terms of showing up. They visited each other's hometowns before the wedding. Christine said out loud that she worried she was not good enough for him. And then Vic answered that honestly instead of dismissing it. Compare that to Mike and Emma spending 11 episodes hoping the children question would resolve itself. Or Ashley spending 11 episodes believing Alex's changing stories would eventually start making sense. Or Devonta and Brittany circling the prenup conversation without ever really landing it. Vic and Christine were not drama-free. They were honest earlier. And in Love is Blind, and in relationships in general, those are not the same thing. The show did not give them enough screen time to fully see it, but the ring on Vic's finger, almost a year later, tells you everything the episodes could not. Comment below right now. Did you feel like the show gave Vic and Christine enough time this season? Or do you think Netflix buried the healthiest relationship on the cast because it was not dramatic enough? I want to know if you saw this coming from episode 1 or if you were rooting for someone else. Drop it in the comments. I am reading every single one before Wednesday. All right, let us close this out. 3 things to take away before the finale. 1. Vic and Christine are the only Love is Blind Season 10. Couple confirmed still together and happily married almost a year after filming. One couple, out of 8 engagements, and Netflix could not even afford to send them to Mexico. 2. The production detail that tells the whole story. They were separated from the rest of the cast. They filmed parts of their relationship themselves, and somehow, away from the cameras and the drama and the mixer energy, they became more real than every couple the show was actually following. 3. Jordan and Amber got married and are already over. Mike said no to Emma's yes. Ashley walked away from Alex, and Brittany never made it to the altar. Love is Blind Ohio gave us 8 chances at love and 1 ending worth keeping. The season 10 finale drops Wednesday, March 4th on Netflix at 3 a.m. Eastern. Reaction video goes up the second I finish watching. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. Wednesday is going to be a lot. I will see you then.